is if I'm the nominee, I will have a better chance of bringing in people of like mind. And I think one of the things I'm very proud of about this campaign is I think we've already changed the political dialogue. I mean, you think about it, when Mitt Romney starts talking like me, right, which wasn't the case when he started off, but now suddenly everybody's talking about change, and you have somebody like a Huckabee who is doing very well, basically taking a similar tone of, well, we don't have to disagree, we can disagree without being disagreeable. Now, I think that we're shifting the political paradigm here, and if I'm the nominee, I think I can bring a lot of folks along on my coattails. There's a reason why in 2006 I made the most appearances for members of. I was the most requested surrogate to come in and campaign for people in districts that were swing districts, Republican districts, where they wouldn't have any other Democrat. And that was based on their read of the fact that, you know what, this is somebody who can reach out to independents and Republicans in a way that doesn't offend people. I don't want to present myself as some sort of singular figure. I think part of what's different are the times. I do think that, for example, the 1980 election was different. I mean, I think Ronald Reagan changed the trajectory of America in a way that, Richard Nixon did not, and in a way that Bill Clinton did not. He put us on a fundamentally different path because the country was ready for it. I think they felt like, with all the excesses of the 60s and the 70s, and government had grown and grown, but there wasn't much sense of accountability in terms of how it was operating. And I think people just tapped in. He tapped into what people were already feeling, which is we want clarity, we want optimism, we want a return to that sense of dynamism and entrepreneurship that had been missing. All right, I think Kennedy, 20 years earlier, moved the country in a fundamentally different direction. So I think a lot of it just has to do with the times. I think we're in one of those times right now where people feel like things as they are going aren't working, that we're bogged down in the same arguments that we've been having, and they're not useful. And the Republican approach, I think, has played itself out. I mean, I think it's fair to say the Republicans were the party of ideas for a pretty long chunk of time there over the last 10, 15 years, in the sense that they were challenging conventional wisdom. Now, you've heard it all before. You look at the economic policies, when they're being debated among the presidential candidates, it's all tax cuts. Well, we know, we've done that. We've tried it. That's not really going to solve our energy problems, for example. So some of it's the times, and some of it I do think there's maybe a generational element to this, partly, in the sense that I didn't come of age in the battles of the 60s. I'm not as invested in them, and so I think I talk differently about issues, and I think I talk differently about values, and that's why I think we've been resonating with the American